Central here, and welcome to a brand new video. Now, apologies for taking almost 4 months to upload the second part of my Sega Mega Drive collection. Basically, to cut a long story short, after I uploaded the first part on the 30th of October last year, 2012, I went to upload the second part straight after and ended up running out of memory. So it wouldn't even export from iMovie to the desktop because it would get so far and say no more memory to finish the exporting process. And I'm kind of one of those people where I'd have quite a few videos saved on my desktop or in my hard drive and just be like, I'll probably use them someday, so I'll keep them, and then I don't end up using them at all, and they just sit there and sit there and sit there and just clog up memory and stuff. And it took me nearly 4 months to actually eventually just go, do you know what, I need to upload the second part because this is silly, because I've only got half of it on YouTube now, and I just need to get rid of these because I'm not going to use them, let's face it. So I sat down the other day and literally just deleted a load of videos that I knew that I wouldn't be using, and now suddenly I've got loads of memory again, and literally I spent all of today uploading the second part, and it's now live and on YouTube for you guys to watch. So apologies if you'd watched the first part before and you kind of left hanging for quite a while, because it also meant I wasn't on YouTube either, so again apologies. But finally got a chance to free up some memory, so the second part's now up on my YouTube channel and live. And not only that, I'm now also doing a few more videos to just kind of knock a few more out. So this is going to be my Super Nintendo collection. It's been updated a fair bit since the last time I did a Super Nintendo collection, which is quite a while ago. So literally just going to get straight onto it, just so that we don't have a massive video and it takes me ages to upload, because the second part of the Mega Drive collection today has taken me about 4 to 5 hours to upload, which is just ridiculous. So hopefully it won't take too long. And I've also got some new gameplays that have already been recorded that I've just got to edit and will be going up very soon as well. So I am really making an effort. So thanks to everyone for bearing with me and stuff. So, first game, I'm going to start off with my kind of loose carts, and then we'll go into my boxed games, and then we'll look at some kind of extra kind of sort of NTSC games and adapters and bits more, a few more accessories after that. So, first game is the absolutely amazing classic game, which most people would have heard of if they haven't played at least, and that's Donkey Kong Country. One of my favourite games of all time on the SNES. I remember when I first played it, just was completely blown away by the graphics, the colour, the smoothness of the gameplay, the funky characters, just literally the whole creative environments of the game were just absolutely mesmerising, really. And I just couldn't believe how good the game was when I first played it. And I will gladly sit down now and play through the whole thing from start to finish and still get a massive buzz out of it nowadays, like I did when I first played it. And I love the game so much as well that I've actually got a completed playthrough of the game on my channel from start to finish. So if you'd like to sit down with a cup of tea and a bit of a relax, and you want to watch me playing through the game from start to finish, giving a full running commentary over the top, and experience the game with me as you watch me play it, then it's on my channel for you to go and have a look at. I'll put a link as well somewhere on this video, so you can click on it and it'll take you straight to the first part of the video, and then you just keep going through the parts from there, and you can sit and experience the game with me. Next game is the follow-up, the sequel to the first one, so Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest. Again, an amazing sequel. It's not as good as the first, in my opinion, but it's just more of the not more the same in terms of it's just boring because it's just the same thing, as in it's more of the same amazing qualities that the first one gives you, just carried over into the second, so it just keeps it going, really. And you've got you've got the introduction of a female character as well. I think her name's Dixie. And again, it's just an amazing sequel with newer levels and newer characters and enemies as well. And then the next one is the third game in the series, which I think is fairly rare, if I'm right. I remember it took me a while to get hold of this because it was quite expensive when I tried to get hold of it on eBay quite a few years ago. That's Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. Again, an amazing game in the series. Again, not as good as the first, or even the second, but still a great game nonetheless. And again, more great gameplay to be had on it. Yeah, I remember trying to get it on eBay once, and I tried to get it for $9.99, and I was bidding on it, and I think the internet went down just as I was about to win it. And then when I got the internet back up again, someone had outbidded me whilst the internet had been down, and I actually lost it. And then a month or so later, I then saw another one, and thankfully I was able to get it on that one. Can't remember what I paid for it now, but yeah, managed to get hold of it eventually, because I've been trying for ages. Next game, Earthworm Jim 2. I do have the first one on my Mega Drive, so if you haven't already seen my Sega Mega Drive collection, feel free to hop over and check that out, and you'll see the first Earthworm Jim game in that collection. This is the sequel. Again, another great version of the game. Again, Earthworm Jim is basically a worm in a bodysuit, and has his own light gun and stuff that he fires enemies with, and just progressing through levels and collecting items and stuff like that. Next game, Home Alone. Home Alone, but obviously based on the films. Obviously the films are absolutely fantastic. They really do give you that kind of Christmas feel. I had to analyse the music score for Home Alone as part of my dissertation at uni, which was really, really fun and absolutely fascinating. And the game, again, is just as good, really. Obviously, you're playing as the main character, who Macaulay Culkin plays, and you just have to basically go through stopping sort of the bad guys getting into the house and basically robbing you, really. And you've got the obviously all the parts of the house. You've got different rooms. You go through different doors, go up and down stairs. So it really is quite realistic. And yeah, great fun. Next one is one of my favourite games as well on the Super Nintendo, and that is Joe and Mac, Caveman Ninja. I do have this on the NES as well, which I'll just show you. It's boxed on the NES. But again, I'll be doing a NES collection at some point soon, so you'll be able to see that in more detail. And basically you play as, obviously, a caveman. It's 2 players, so one of you can play as Joe and one of you can play as Mac on the same screen at the same time, so it's co-op play. And basically the whole idea is to go through a series of levels, defeating enemies, etc. You've got, let me think, there's 4 different kinds of weapons that you can pick up. There's like a circle, like a polo shape, which is basically like smoke rings that you basically throw out. There's also a boomerang, which you throw and it comes back. There's bones, you can throw bones as well, and then there's fire. You can throw fire at enemies as well. So there's 4 different kinds of weapons you can pick up, and they're laying around on each level for you to pick up and use and stuff. I think you can switch between them as well, if I remember rightly. And basically, you kill all the enemies as you go through the level. When you get to the end, you get an end boss, and if you defeat that boss, you get a sexy woman that comes in right at the end and gives you a kiss, and then walks off. And the funny thing is, if you're playing 2 players, you're always fighting to see who's going to get the kiss, and only one of you will get it. So me and my brother used to have hilarious times where we'd both be like working just as hard to defeat the end boss, and then it'd be like, who's going to get the kiss? And then it's like, if I got it, my brother was hacked off, and then if he got it, I was hacked off. And we used to just see who could get the most kisses throughout all the levels and kind of tally it up. So yeah, just something that we used to do. So yeah, awesome game though nonetheless, and really, really, really fun. Next one, Mario is Missing. Now, for those of you that follow my channel for a long time, you'll know that I'm a massive Mario fan. However, Mario is Missing, give it a miss. And that's saying a lot from a Mario fan as well. Just give it a miss. It's nothing exciting at all. When I first saw it in a retro game shop years ago, I thought it was going to be awesome. I'd never heard of it before, so I just saw it was Mario, picked it up expecting good things, didn't really get a lot really. Basically, you go through different towns, and you have to go through different villages and go to different information points and find out information, and like you have to answer riddles and stuff and find out more information about certain things. And then right at the end, you have to locate Yoshi on a map. And when you find him, you then ride him, and then you exit the village and stuff. But the thing is, it's just the repetitiveness of it just winds you up. Like, whatever world you're in, you do the exact same thing over and over and over again. The only difference is you're in a different village and there's different scenery. Other than that, it's exactly the same concept throughout the whole game. And it does get repetitive, and it does get boring and very annoying as well. So if you really, really want to see some gameplay, just look at a YouTube video. Don't buy it. There's no point. There really isn't. You're not missing anything at all. even if you're a hardcore Mario fan like me, trust me, you will not enjoy it really at all. You'll just get bored very quickly and it'll be a waste of money. Right, next one. Mickey Mania. Just I'm going to hype up all these games to be fair, but just an absolutely amazing game. Again, I love all the Mickey games, all the Disney games anyway. They released it on the PS1 under a different name called Mickey's Wild Adventure, which I've got a gameplay of on my channel. And I've also got it on the Mega Drive as well, called Mickey Mania. I personally think that the graphics on the Mega Drive version are slightly better, which is saying something because it was actually earlier than the SNES. But I just think the gameplay and the graphics are a little bit better compared to the SNES version. However, that's not saying the SNES version is not good at all, because it really, really is. So whichever version you get, you're not going to be disappointed at all. Next one. Now I've got Mortal Kombat 1 as an NTSC game, but because we're just looking at UK Power at the moment, just going to jump straight to Mortal Kombat 2. What can I say? Mortal Kombat, absolute classic. You know, if you've played Street Fighter, Streets of Rage, Final Fight, even Tekken, you know, that kind of thing. Really, great fighting game. I remember when I was younger, you had the move list in front of you, so you could work out how to do your fatalities and things like that, to try and, you know, pull off the most fanciest moves and stuff to try and kill your opponent in the sort of best way possible. But yeah, absolutely great game. What more can be said really? Obviously, you got your classic characters like Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile, Johnny Cage, etc. Great game. That's all I can say really. And then you got your third one, Mortal Kombat 3. Again, fewer new characters, different levels, a few more things enhanced. But again, just carrying on the same great gameplay and concept of the second and the first one as well. This game I'm not a massive fan of. I'll be honest. It's not a game that I would sort of play really at all. I think I picked it up when I was with my brother because he liked the look of it and he played it more than me. And yeah, that was it really. Basically, just put it out of the misery because you're probably thinking, what game is it then? It's a game called Primal Rage. You basically play as dinosaurs and you have to defeat each other. If I remember rightly, there's a fair bit of gore in it, but it just didn't do anything for me. I like fighting games, but with dinosaurs, I don't know, it just didn't feel like something that I would necessarily enjoy, and I didn't. So yeah, if you like that kind of thing, if you want to try fighting with dinosaurs and reptiles and stuff, then pick it up. But for me, it just didn't do anything for me. And if I want to play a fighting game, I'll pick up Mortal Kombat, or Street Fighter, or Tekken any day. Not this one. But that's my personal opinion. Obviously, if you've played it and you like it, or if you fancy picking it up, by all means, go for it. But it's just not really for me. Next one, Street Racer. Street Racer, classic game. Really, really fun game actually. One thing you can do on it that I do remember doing that I do enjoy, and I did think was a really good idea, was where you can actually play football in cars. So basically, there's a mode on there where you basically, it's like you're playing football, but you're in cars. So you basically, if you've got the ball, it's basically stuck on your bonnet, and you race around this massive, almost like a football pitch. And if you crash into another car, you steal the ball off them, and it goes onto your bonnet. And then you basically have to then kind of push it in. I think if you press a button, it flies off your bonnet and into the goal and stuff. So it literally is football with cars. And you might be thinking, really, is that really going to work? Play this if you've got a SNES, and you'll soon see that it does work, and it's really fun, and it's just a different idea really. And to be fair, a lot of games aren't necessarily that creative nowadays. They're just the same sorts of concepts. That's one thing I like about this game, that really did make it stand out from a lot of other games, that it's not just a standard racing game. The fact you can play football with cars, I found that just a great idea, and really sort of set it apart from a lot of other kind of mediocre standard racing games. So fancy playing football with cars, Street Racer is your game.